What is up, everyone? Quick disclosure, real quick. I have depression. Really, really, really bad depression. So, I will almost never take jokes like, because I would never be like, you can't just shove me off and say, oh, it's just a joke, bro. Because I'm never going to think that it's a joke because I know that the only people who are supposed to be laughing at your joke is people who are encountering us for my humiliation. You're basically weaponizing my humiliation for your amusement, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I really like, and people say all the time, oh, you're being too sensitive, which, yeah, I am, because I actually have emotions. You know what I'm saying? I actually get upset about things. The fact that like the same people who apparently get angry when they're told that they're wrong is basically trying to turn me into something that I'm not for speaking up for myself when I'm being like marginalized for absolutely no reason. If me asking you why you're doing whatever it is you're doing to me is me being sensitive, then is it me being sensitive, or are you just upset that somebody is questioning your intent? You know, I don't like bullies. As like I say, I grew up being bullied, and it had a really, really, really devastating effect on me growing up because, now the idea that goes on in my head is that everybody is in some way, shape, or form trying to bully me in some way, and I have to like confirm that that's not the case here. You know what I'm saying? And that has made me very depressed. This maybe it made me it made me question things. Not only about myself, but just life in general. It's like, why do people do this? Why are people like this? What is going on here? I also have a habit of overthinking things now because there's some things like, because not everything is just like on the surface. A lot of people love to try to make it seem like what they're doing isn't what they're doing. And it's like one thing bullies love to do is basically make it seem like, oh no, we don't hate you. We don't want you to, commit the S word, but we just want to, make you feel as terrible as possible for our amusement. And I need for somebody to explain to me specifically how that isn't gaslighting. How is that not gaslighting? Like how as the person who's being hassled and harassed by you, why are you trying to make it seem like I'm the bad person for not enjoying this treatment? How is it that I, as the victim of your verbal assault, how am I not liking this, making me the bad guy in comparison to you doing the thing? It makes no sense. Bullying is confusing, and bullying culture. It's like all the kids who grew up laughing at the bully picking on somebody else have just all they did was just get older. They didn't get better. They didn't gain any empathy or respect for anybody else. They just said, "Hey, this guy is being a jerk to somebody who's not me. I better go enjoy that scenery before that guy becomes a jerk to me." It's like you could just say, "Hey, stop being a jerk." It's like, is it fear? Is it sociopathy? I don't know. I'm stressed out because of the fact that I realize now that the internet is like, I realize now that like the phrase, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, is a relevant term. It's a relevant phrase nowadays because humanity's biggest problems now is that they feel like they need to vocalize their dislike for things. They feel like they need to they feel like they need to say the mean thing. They feel like they have to do the mean thing. They feel like it's kind of they feel like it's an actual need to mistreat people. And it's annoying as it's like it's not even just malicious anymore. It's just aggravating. It's like, who asked for this? Who says, "Yo, hey, when has it ever been a phrase of, hey, we need somebody mean to come in and just completely ruin somebody else's day so we can have something to laugh about"? Like, who does that? Where is that requested at? Maybe I'm just out of touch with humanity. I don't know. Video games with alternating endings. Look, if I look like I'm sweating, it's not necessarily because I am sweating. It's because I'm moisturized. I wanted to say unbothered because I'm trying to replace the word moisturized with unbothered because, being, if you're if you're black, you get it. Um, but yeah, video games with multiple endings. I am kind of annoyed with video games with multiple endings. I wanted to talk about this a while back because of a video game that I was playing that had multiple endings, and I to this day forgot the name of the game. I normally just do these kind of off the cuff in one take, so it's kind of like I don't want to just sort of like pause the video or like start doing a internet search or something. So there's that. But yeah, so the video games with multiple endings, I don't like that. I like being able to see a story, know a story from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? I play video games for the same reason I read books or I partake in movies or things like that. It's not necessarily because I want to be entertained by the fight scenes or the lights and sounds or the like. Heck, if a video game even has like bad graphics, I will. You know, as long as the story is enticing, I don't care how the game looks or what is even in the game. I just want to know specifically what is happening. One of my favorite things I liked about Xenosaga was the fact that first off, the game itself is really highly complicated. It's just weird stuff happening all over the place. It's just one big mind mess up. But like one of the things that really kind of stuck out to me was that Ziggy was a main character from another game, a mobile game, because Japanese people really love mobile games for some weird reason. So like he was in there. You know, and you find out how he became a cyborg. You find out how he became the cool half robot being that he is, and it's just a lot of crazy stuff that goes on, man. It's wild. So the guy, he's doing, and like later on in the game, in the Xenosaga game that I played, once again, pay attention. This is not sweat. It's just like literally, it's nothing. It's gonna stay there. So Voyager shows up and later in the game, and you just see Ziggy show a rare amount of emotion and go Voyager, and he just starts shooting at this guy, and it's like that moment is like for that whole game was just ridiculously complicated for what it was. That moment really stuck out to me, and I'm just like, what? It was always going to be confused. Like, had I not known anything about the game before that, I would have been ridiculously I would have been confused. So, like, stuff like that. I like things that, go along with a story, because now I'm looking at that and I'm like going, what is this guy's beef with Voyager? What's going on? And it kind of just got me even further into the lore, into the story and things like that. Because that's what I care about. I care about lore. I care about story. You know what I'm saying? So playing fighting games back in the day used to really annoy the crap out of me, because, in fighting games, according to the actual canon, according to the actual lore, one person is actually supposed to win the tournament for whatever reason. One person is supposed to win. Like lore wise, I think it's what Liu Kang, Cassie Cage, and somebody else. I'm not sure specifically, but like there's wins there, there's victories there, there's things that is done there. You know what I'm saying? If you hear background noise that's just my roommate. I don't live alone, as you can obviously tell, but I get peace when I can get it. But the thing is that you can literally. But the thing about fighting games is you can pick anyone. They win the tournament, and something happens in the storyline. That doesn't happen later on in the storyline. Like, for example, I think at some point, I'm trying to think about, somebody beat Blaze and did something, and it did nothing. You know what I mean? No, somebody won and it did something, but, apparently the concept was just so ridiculous that, they just didn't go through with it. Like, one of the few things about Mortal Kombat that I always find kind of annoying is that how badly they bully Reptile. Reptile is just, last of his kind, trying to just bring his people back, and that's it. He's just the last of his kind, and he's willing to do whatever it takes, as long as it means that he can bring back his people. And all you really have to do is just introduce a female character. They get together and repopulate, I guess. I don't know, which is, it's going to be it's going to be an Adam and Eve type situation, but with a lot of I word. But that's not the case here. Whatever. I think that actually does happen in one of the games, and then later on it just doesn't. That stuff like that just sort of stresses me out. So it's I like lore, man. I don't like multiverses. I don't like fan fiction. I don't like the idea of something like not being canon to the lore, or just something that just somebody just put in to appease some fan or whatever. I don't like that. It's just just give me the story or give me nothing. That's the reason why I actually do like anime and manga, because of the fact that it's like you can read the manga, you can watch the anime. The manga and the anime are almost exactly the same. So it's like if I miss an episode, I just read the manga later and just know what happens. Whereas in like DC Comics, there's like 5 chapter ones or whatever. It's all just ridiculous stuff, man. Just give me lore, man. Give me lore. This video has been going on for a ridiculously long time. I am stressed out and angry and a little depressed. So that is it. Love, peace, and safety. Well, love, peace, and happiness to everyone out there. And now take it easy. And I guess stay moisturized. I know I am.